Hi, Stampers. It's Lisa. Welcome to today's live where we're going to be playing around with the Beary Cute bundle. This is out of our September to December mini catalog. I don't know why the catalog names are always hard for me to say. I have to think about it for a minute. If it just was holiday catalog, how much easier would that be, right? But this is a stamp set, a photopolymer stamp set, and a punch. And the punch not only is going to punch out the image on here and on our designer series paper coordinating with this thing, but there's an additional set of designer series paper. So there's two, and I can't wait to show it to you. Oh, you are on my desk. Okay. So the designer series paper that comes with this bundle, or was designed to go with this bundle, is this adorable paper right here. And so it's got all the little bears on it, and these guys will punch out. Now this punches out too, but it cuts off the rabbit. So you can get him in his sweater, just not with the rabbit, with the punch, plus this guy here. And I don't know if that guy's the right size or not. Might be. And then there was another one, I thought. So really cute paper, right? Well, there's an additional set that also has the bear. And so this guy's going to cut out. So I've already started cutting into it, as you can see. So my samples are kind of a mess, but that's for good reason. We are playing with it today. And I went ahead and cut some pieces out of it. And then this was the other one, the snowflakes. And I have this piece here. Let's see. It has the bear. I have that one. Oh, and because I moved all my papers, I moved the one that had the tree. Oh, here we go. So I'm going to need this tree, this bear, and I'm going to do this bear to make this card. Now, I tried to find the name of what this card is, and I couldn't find it right now. If anybody knows the name of this card, I would be ever so grateful. If not, I'm going to find out after the fact. I know I did it for a team meeting. I probably mentioned it in there, but the video was like an hour and a half long. So even trying to speed through it, I wasn't quite catching. So name is soon to come. But we are going to show you how to make it. So like I said, this punch is going to go ahead and punch out the bear. So let's grab him. And this card can be designed for Christmas, or it can be just a standard masculine card. You could even switch up and use different designer series papers for the backgrounds and make it birthday or anniversary, or just some kind of thinking of you hunting. I don't know. It can be used for lots and lots of things. We're kind of doing Christmassy, but it doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas. We could just switch it up and call it something else. I have not added a sentiment to it yet because I haven't decided what I'm going to do with my copy. Sometimes I leave the sentiments off until the last minute, because then when I go to get a card and I don't have what I need, adding the sentiment last minute means I can make it whatever I need it to be, right? Accordion panel fold. Maybe. Catherine says she hopes she doesn't get kicked off because of thunderstorms. Ooh. Yeah, I hope not too. Thunderstorms and internet can be a scary mix. One time, it wasn't caused by a lightning storm, but it could have been, as we had a tree branch and our power cable was going through the tree, and the power company came out and said, "Oh, we're going to fix this for you. We're going to, make sure that the tree doesn't down your power line." Well, when they took it down and hooked it back up, they hooked it up backwards. And so we got this jolt of electricity through the house that blew all of our electronic devices, like the TVs, the telephones, the alarm clocks, the VCRs, everything. It was nuts. Anything that was plugged in and was electrical got this big jolt of electricity, and the power company had to buy us all new stuff. So I know that similar kind of thing can happen in a lightning storm. So be careful, because you won't have the power company to pay for it. Yeah, this is going to be easy. Yeah, it does look challenging, but we're going to simplify it. Have you all started with your ordering out of the new catalog? I've gotten a few orders so far, but it's been kind of slow. I was surprised. I would have thought people would be jumping to get onto their Christmas card making and start ordering, but I haven't seen too many orders. Are you guys waiting on something, or I'm kind of curious if you're holding back on ordering, why you haven't done it yet? Because Christmas is coming. It's so scary. When I look at the number of days until Christmas, it feels like it's forever away. And then the number of days scares me. I posted a thing the other day on my Facebook page. I think it was something like 119 days till Christmas. It was like, whoa. And I have a lot of Christmas cards to make, and I have not yet started. So I need to get on that myself. Carrie says many things she wanted were not available at the moment. Out of the, I don't know, 100 and something new products that came out, there's actually not very many that are still on the back order list. There were a few, and we are sorry about that. It was, out of everybody's control as far as, trying to estimate how popular things were going to be. And if it does hold you back from, if you wanted to order a bundle and say the dies are not available, I am willing to help cover the cost of some of that shipping if you wanted to order sooner, so you could at least get your stamps and start working on things. Halloween. I don't do much with Halloween. I do a few little like treat boxes and stuff that can be either Halloween giveaways or Christmas stuff. You can just redesign the colors in the DSP and make them Christmas goodies. But I have learned over the years that what I do is I hand out some of my Stampin' Up! Little boxes and little treat things to the moms, because the kids come through and they're just going to tear apart all the paper. They just want the candy out of the middle. But the moms love when I give them little treats that are all decorated up in Stampin' Up! Stuff. And then they often ask how I did it or how they can learn to do it. And there you go. I have a new stamping friend. So always got to love that. Okay, to get started on our card, to make it easiest, kind of what I did was I cut this paper. I guess I had to do a couple of them because they didn't all fit on the 11-inch. See, but I started out by cutting two pieces 5 3/4 inch wide. So I needed, several. So these are all 5 3/4 inch wide. Then they're scored at 3/4 of an inch and 1 1/2, leaving us with 4 1/4 over here. So that's our standard card size, right? We're used to that, the 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. I needed 2 3/4 inch additionals, and then I'm just making them different heights. So while that one was 5 1/2, this is 4 1/2, and this is 3 1/2. So they're all just 1 inch shorter than each other. And then the front one, because I did not need these side pieces, I only needed the front. This is 4 1/4 by 2 1/2. So 2 1/2, 3 1/2, 4 1/2, 5 1/2. right? Is that simple enough there? That part at least? Cutting our bases. Because they're all going to stack up on top of each other. And they're just 1 inch difference on height and then 3/4 inch doubles on the side. Then I took my basic white and I did something similar. I cut everything to 4 inches wide and I did 5 1/4, 4 1/4, 3 1/4, 2 1/4. Okay, so same kind of thing. They were all the same width, and then they're just shorter. So once I cut the whole strip, at my 4 1/4 inch wide, then I could just chop them off to the right heights that I needed. Okay, so then this one was similar, and you could do all the same DSP if you wanted. There we go. I happened to alternate them just because I liked the look of them being different. And then they're just the same kind of thing. They're all cut at 3 3/4. And then I cut them off to be, this is 4 and this is 2. So this one is 3. So it was 4, 3, 2. And then this one's 1 1/2. This is going to be our oddball. And the reason this one's an oddball is we want it to be, look the same on the front, but when we open it up, I wanted this area in order to stamp and write my message. Okay, so these pieces, obviously the DSP and the white, they're just layers. Okay, once we have our sizes cut, they're just layers. We can relax with that part. The same with our little punch out pieces. These are just pieces, right? So the complication that, you may be anticipating that's not really a complication is going to be this part, which is the base. And so what we're going to do is take, and I wanted to score these a little better. There we go. Oh, I had my bone folder somewhere. I want a really good burnishing on these little folds. And then you may have already guessed that we're just going to fold this up and then we're going to glue this one over the top. Okay, so I'm going to put my adhesive back here and I'm going to go with tear and tape because I know it's going to get movement and I want it to be pretty sturdy. I'm making sure that I'm staying within the 3/4 of an inch. I can kind of feel with my finger that, the fold is back here. So my adhesive is indeed just on that part that's going to go over this. Okay. So then we're just going to lay one on top of each other. And I tend to do it by lining up this side. And then pressing it down. Okay, so I just made sure that these two were flush and then pressed it down, and that made that stick. Okay, then we're going to repeat the process. So I'm going to take the same thing. I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to put adhesive strip using tear and tape so it's good and secure. keeping it within my 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to peel off these backings. And then I'm matching up these corners again. So flush with the bottom, flush with this edge, and then pressing down. So there's our second one. Then the last piece is the easiest because that's just the front. There's no fold over here. But same thing, we're going to put our tear and tape down the edge. And I know we don't have our fold underneath there to keep us within our 3/4 of an inch, but by now we've done 3 of them. We should know, right? We've got a feel for what that 3/4 of an inch is. Then I'm butting up to that corner again, keeping it all straight and pressing down. And that's it. I mean, from here on out, it's cake. So does anybody have any questions about getting this far? We started Valley, Mountain, Valley, Mountain, Valley, Mountain on our folds, and then just folded it up, put adhesive on the one side, and then flushed down. Okay. Now, if you wanted to, you don't have to, but I chose to do an angle on these pieces. And that was easiest for me to do after the card was made, because all I had to do was go from this corner to the top of the next piece. Okay, now it's, like I said, now we're just decorating with layers. So how fun is that, right? So of course we're going to start with our inside. I mean, it's going to be a standard 4 by 5 1/4. We're used to those for our inside piece. We just happen to have a couple extra outside pieces. Okay, and then because this was 4 1/2, we're coming in with 4 1/4. So this is 4 by 4 1/4. And because it's only 1/4 of an inch difference, you kind of got to watch that you're putting it in the right way instead of this way. But, you know, I think once you start to set it down, it's going to be real obvious whether or not you have it in the right spot, because otherwise you wouldn't have your borders. One would be too big and one would be non-existent. Carol, thank you for reminding me to tell all of you to put in hashtag prize patrol, because in the background, the computer is collecting everybody's name and somebody is going to get today's card sent to them in the mail. And just make sure you're typing it exactly as it is, without the space in there and the pound sign or hashtag in front of it, because the computer's really picky. Okay, for these, I'm going to take my smallest one, this 1 1/2 inch, and I'm going to put that one in here. And I'm just going to estimate my borders. I'm going to try to make sure that my top border and the two sides kind of look the same. And then go ahead and set that down. And then we're adding this layer. sometimes it's such a bummer to cover up the other side of the DSP because they're both so cute. Like, that would be really pretty. But we can't use both sides on this card. I do have ideas where we can use both sides, but this isn't one of them. Okay. So there is our base. Simple enough, right? Then the only thing I had to do was just adhere my little pieces. So I just went ahead and stuck the bear on the front. Now I went ahead and just stuck him flush because the card has some thickness to it. I was worried that if I added Stampin' Dimensionals, it might get too thick to send through the Postal Service. If you're not going to send it through the Postal Service, it would be my suggestion that you, and you wanted to put dimensionals under it, that you would take the bear and this bear and the tree and you would set them onto cardstock while they were still like this. So I would cut out just roughly, set it over some cardstock, and then punch through or fussy cut both layers at once. And then that's going to give you a much sturdier piece that you will be able to put dimensionals behind, and the DSP is not going to look weak. Okay, good. Looks like I haven't lost anybody yet. That's always a good sign. Okay. Then I have the tree. So I'm going to put adhesive almost to the top, but not all the way, because I want just a little bit of it to hang over the top. And see this, if it had, say, like this kind of backing to it, that's where putting the white designer or the white cardstock behind the designer series paper would be a good idea, so that when you opened it, you didn't have, you know, a pattern, you had white. It might look a little more clean. But I'm going to go ahead and stick him down as is, because I'm not going to have much of him stick over, because I kind of wanted his paws to rest on this level so he looks like he's standing on that layer. And then there's just a little bit on the back. So there is our card. Now, if you wanted to, like I said, there's all these various sentiments that you could put on there. We could even have stamped the bear and colored him in with Stampin' blends or watercolor pencils, you know, anything. And you would still have a super cute masculine card that can be Christmas, or we can throw in some regular, just a sentiment stamp set and make it birthday or any other occasion that you wish for our masculine card, using Beary Cute from Stampin' Up! In our September to December mini catalog. Wonderful. Looks like everybody loves it. Who's going to give it a try? And what are you going to do with it? Are you going to make it a birthday card, a retirement card? What do you think? Is it going to be Christmas? Who's going to give this one a try? I'm going to come back on Thursday, and I'm going to be using our other paper and doing something obviously in Christmas using this one. So come back on Thursday. I didn't get my sample made yet because I was working on the samples that are going to be going up when I'm gone. I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. and I will have my videos pre-recorded and they will go off at the regular time as if I'm live. Some of you saw I did that when I was in Vegas because it was super fun. I was able to pop into the comments and watch along with you guys as it played. Cool. A couple of people are going to give it a try. Ooh, with the fishing set, that could be good. I can see some really cute things with the fishing set. And the designer series paper would be great on this kind of fold because you get to show lots of different patterns. So thank you to everyone who joined me today. As always, I appreciate you being here, and I so appreciate it when you are sharing my videos and liking and doing the thumbs up and all that good stuff. I so appreciate it. And if you have any questions or need any further help from me, you can always contact me and I'm here to help. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on Thursday. Bye.